Hello and welcome to the Trish Rock Inspires podcast, where we explore spirituality, intuition, and life so that you can learn a different and greater perspective on who you are, why you are here, and find more meaning and purpose in your life. Please like, share, and subscribe wherever you enjoy your favorite podcasts. But now, sit back and enjoy this episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires. This is series 6, and this series is called Sparking Your Spirit. And I've had some amazing guests on so far, and today I have another amazing guest, and her name is Maria Poggioli. Hi.
Hi, Trish. How are you? Thank you for having me here. It's my pleasure to be on your podcast.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you here. Now, Maria is a Latina Feminine Money Coach on a mission to help women transform their relationship with money through an intuitive, holistic, and sensual approach. With over 9 years of experience as a business owner in the fitness and wellness industry, Maria now blends the tools that made her business thrive with a unique coaching methodology that connects money to the nervous system and activates feminine energy. Her work focuses on creating sustainable financial habits that feel good, guiding women to move beyond fear and overwhelm, to cultivate sensual practices that empower them to take bold action. Whether it's navigating finances or life gracefully, Maria helps women align with their power and make decisions from a place of calm, confidence, and sensuality. Even with her new coaching journey, Maria stays rooted in her passions. She still teaches Pilates every Saturday morning and finds her happiest moments by the beach. With her high energy and warm spirit, Maria brings a refreshing blend of practicality and soulful inspiration to every conversation. And I can absolutely attest to that. Welcome, Maria.
Thank you, Trish. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. And you know, this series is called Sparking Your Spirit, and I just love that you've come on, because teaching women to really live independently with creating their own wealth really sparks your spirit, and that's come from you wanting that in your own life. And so tell us a little bit about where you've come from and why this is something that you absolutely love to do.
Yeah, thank you, Trish. Thank you so much. That is absolutely right. So as you said, I am a Latino living in Australia. I am from Venezuela in South America, and I left my country 23 years ago. Before coming here to Australia, we had a job with an oil and gas company, and we were moving around the world. So I did finish uni in my country, but then I got married, and I kind of said, well, I don't need uni anymore. Like, I'm going to be a housewife and a mom. So I kind of gave up into any work possibilities. I was just, okay, I'm going to full dedicate myself to be a perfect housewife, I should say, and a perfect mom. So for 15 years of my life, I was following my husband everywhere. Like, we moved into 6 different countries. We have 3 beautiful children, but they are all teenagers now. But the interesting thing was that every time we were, traveling around the world, and we used to live really, really well. Like, we had a company that will pay everything for us. Housing, education for our kids, even holidays. We had one big full holiday per year, fully paid for them. Beautiful. But those companies, they give you a lot of money, but they suck all your energy and your time off. So we didn't have any family time. My husband was missing out in the kids growing. So we decided to stop, and that's why we were here. But what I want to share with you is that even though I didn't need the money back then because we were fine, I had a voice deep inside of my heart, like was screaming at me and saying, come on, girl, you can also create money. You can also create or be independent. Like I was very scared all the time. Like I knew what I was, the situation I was on. I said, shoot, if something happened in here, I'm going to be very, very vulnerable because I don't know anything. I don't have a job. I haven't been working in 10, 15 years. And then I don't know anything about money. So I kept listening to my inner voice. And that's where, while traveling at Trish, the only thing I would do for myself, like to keep my mental health, was doing Pilates. Like I would put the kids at school and I would, the house was perfect. And then for me, it was just going and find a Pilates studio where I could train. So when we came to Australia, we decided, and Australia was the perfect place for us to stopping that random life of living everywhere, and just coming and settle the whole family here. So that voice got even louder and louder and said, okay, now you're not traveling. Yeah, you don't have any other excuse. Do something. So I started my own Pilates studio. I came here. I did my whole full diploma in Pilates with an international company here in Australia. And then I opened my own business, which I loved. But then doing that, all the money mindset monsters that I had and all the scarcity that I was living in and the fear, they came along, right? They said, you do your business the same way you do life. So all their fears were in there. So the first year of my business was terrible, because I didn't know how to price the services. I didn't know how to manage well. I thought like, okay, money coming in, got money coming out, and that's good. I didn't make any financial decision based on facts, but just based off whatever was happening. So that was a big lesson for me to stop. And I did wanted to make it better back then. And that's why I hired my very first business coach. She was a beautiful woman. And the first thing she told me was like, you have a lot of money issues. We have to work on those. And so we started working on those, and things got better in my business and everything. But then 2 years ago in 2022, that voice again, I could start hearing that voice, and it got louder and louder. Like it will scream at me like, this space is too small, like the studio is too small. Your message has to go bigger. You have a bigger impact to make. So the universe shut my studio. I didn't, I was manifesting that, but the universe I received a letter from the owner of the space saying, you have 10 days to close the studio, 10 days. And I could have moved my space to somewhere else and rent another space. But then I was like, this is my chance to close the chapter and then move on. And that's why I embraced becoming a life coach and then a money coach. And when I talk about money and sensuality, it's because during those 10 years that I was managing my business, numbers felt really, really yucky. Despite I improved my money mindset and I could work on that, doing my numbers wasn't something that I didn't enjoy until I realized all these things about feminine energy and masculine energy. And doing the numbers of your business is something that you have to do. It's very masculine. We have to have that structure to regular check on them. But I said, I need to find a way where I can say, I can feel that I'm attracted to those numbers, that I will have the pleasure to go and look at my finances to then make me feel that my desires were closer than what I thought. And also that every single decision I was taking was based on Maria's desires and not on some random number. So I came up with all these making pleasurable, how I'm going to see my numbers and my finances and make it like a very fun and girly thing to do instead of just getting into this feels heavy on my shoulders and this feels really yucky to do.
It's so important, isn't it? And I'll just touch on a few things you said. And I had a business that was exactly the same. Money came in, money came out. And it's like, yeah, what's wrong with that? Until I moved to a different business and, oh, okay, I've got money issues.
Yes.
And the universe will always come along and slam one door and open up another. But I think it's It's so powerful what you say, because there are a lot of people who find themselves in the same situation as you, that perhaps haven't had to worry about money before, or if they've been at home as a stay-at-home mum for quite some time, and money just gets organised by the husband or the partner. You don't learn all those good habits. You don't learn to love it, and have the management, not the management systems, but
The
it really
habits.
is. It's the habits, and it really is about loving it. Because I'm the same with with paperwork. It's like, oh, really? But when you can really wrap your head around how wonderful it is, what it's bringing into your life, how fantastic, the energy is, and and how it sparks your spirit when you've got it, then it's more likely to get it there. So that's
Absolutely.
such a
And
valuable thing that you teach people.
yes, yes, yes. And I love the fact that I can now help them to connect that with that feminine energy. Like, despite it's something very masculine and all that, we can make it with grace and ease, into all that. And one of the things that I work with Trish that you mentioned, it's thanks to my experience with working with the body and all that, I dig deep into the nerve system, because most of the time we have the concepts on our conscious mind, and we know exactly how to do it, and we know exactly when it's profitable or not, or the actions we have to take. But if our nerve system, it's all over the place, and you are on fight and flight mode 100%, it won't let you spend. It won't let you sit down with calm and grace and look at your numbers and make the choices you want to make. Even if you are at that point, like maybe you don't have a business, but you're at the point that you have money in the bank and you want to invest, right? Make big investments. Should I do property? Should I do in an investment fund? What should I do? Should I invest in other business? You need to have a calm and rested nerve system that allows you to, yes, to look at the numbers and see, okay, where do I want to go, and which is the best avenue for me to get where I want to go. So on my coaching sessions, I teach them a lot about nerve system. We do practice nerve system on our daily basis every time we're talking about money, or we are transforming our relationship with money.
Oh, that's so good, because the fear will really keep you in fight or flight, and I know that was true for me as well, because every decision, it's like, well, I've always made the wrong decision, and so then that adrenaline comes in, and then you either make no decision at all and just ignore it,
Yes,
push
yes,
it in the bed, or once again, because of the fear, you end up making the wrong decision, and then you prove your whole story correct. So I think
yes.
that's
And
fabulous.
you gave it to everyone else, right? Like, you make the decision for me, you make the decision for me, and then some people are lucky and they do a great job. Sometimes we're not that lucky. And
It's very disempowering. So I love that you bring all of those elements in. So it's not just someone's not just coming to you to learn how to do their books or invest or anything. You're actually learning how to love the whole process and feel really empowered. Whether they're married or not, feel empowered with their own wealth. And
yeah.
I
And
have spoken to many women recently that even if they're really secure financially in their marriage with money and all of that stuff, they still want that empowered sense of, you know what, if anything happens, I'll be okay because I understand it all now. Yeah.
absolutely. I was going to say something about being married or not married, or maybe you are divorced, you try. Look, I think being married, sometimes it's a little bit of a disadvantage in the way on mindset, because you, on the back of your head, you have someone in there that you can rely on, right?
Yeah.
And even if it feels great to have someone in there and you go to sleep and someone is there to have you back, you kind of say, well, he has it covered, right? So for the women who are married, I was like that. I was married. Last week I did 23 years of, no, it was my wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
So I'm married, and I know he's super capable and he's doing his things, but when I learned to love myself and to do things for myself, it changed the dynamic. And like, we still have bank accounts together, and whatever is his is mine, and whatever is mine is his.
Yeah.
But it's not being not the victim, but it's not being someone attached to someone else's decisions, but it's you can make your own decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something I've really learned when I left that original career, 15 years ago. I thought I was like you. I thought I was okay with money, but then, I wasn't. And so the universe gave me all of the situations I needed to actually become a bit more empowered. And I had to learn to move through all those fears and everything, of course. But over the last couple of years, I have learned more about managing it, and just you've got to find your feet and find your confidence. And really it's and eventually it kind of starts stepping into place, the way you manage it. And this year has been really empowering for me because, I had really bad credit rating, and so I couldn't move any of my bad debt to good debt, and so it just kept me in the same cycle, and it keeps you in the same fears and all the rest of it. And but this year that all changed, and I was able to move that bad debt into good debt, and it's just changed everything, and it makes you feel so more empowered to make those better decisions, and then also to look at your paperwork.
Yes, absolutely. And also even to go to sleep a little bit better at night, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I have to say, just this week, I've just started investing in gold, and I just feel really empowered. I like 10 years ago, I think it was just such a big leap. Like, oh, I'm always going to be broke and all the rest of it. And
Oh,
it
that's
just
so good.
shifts your whole energy. And so you must really love seeing that in the women that you coach as well.
Yes, I do. And every time we get, like, I do bundles because I know for a fact that one session is not going to make the magic.
No.
So I do have a mentoring program, and every time I get together with them and they come and they tell me the joy of little things that are shifting in their journey since we started working, or they come really with fear and then they leave the session feeling more grounded and feeling more like, you got this. And that's a story, because we women are expert at creating stories, right? Sometimes we forget about the facts, and we get into the drama. Like, just today, one of my women is a big investor, and she's getting into this whole property land that she subdivided. She's now rebuilding a new house, selling the other one. And today she was in tears at all. I need more money because this didn't went well with the council and I need to pay extra. And I feel blah, blah, blah. And then by the end of the session, we realized that one, she's still walking to the same goal, which is subdivide and sell. She already has the buyer for that. So it's a win-win. Yeah. And then is that one foot in front of the other one? There is no story of the ego telling her you are such a bad investor. No, it's just the city council asked for more money. That's all. And then she had to then go and turn to other investors to say, could you help me bring more money here? And then she's going to return that money. So it's just, stop saying that you are bad or that the things don't work for you. It's just look at the things as a fact.
Yeah.
And I want you to interpret that fact the best way you can to finish the project.
Oh, it's so empowering, because that's really, it's just fears coming in, isn't it, when we get into that? And you've obviously lived through that as well in your earlier decisions.
Yes, absolutely, I did. And one of the things that I want to tell everyone who is listening, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a financial planner, so I won't give anyone financial advice. But even though if you have all the knowledge in finances, if you don't feel great with yourself, or if you have all these fears that come along with you since you were a child, and if we don't clear that up, then it doesn't matter how much you know, still the choices you might make, are not going to take you where you want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So that it's very important. Like, everyone should have 1 or 2 sessions of money mindset at least in their lives, just to double check that everything is clear.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it sounds like you cover all of that when you're mentoring, and I know that you do a lot of speaking as well, and really getting in front of groups of women who are looking to be a bit more empowered. What do you find is the most common questions that they would ask you?
Look, one of the things that really, really makes women to wonder and want to go to my talk, it's because my talk is called Connect with the Sensuality of Your Finances.
Beautiful.
They are very intrigued about what is all that about.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing the talk and we talk about the habits and how to create those sensual habits, what does sensuality around the finances mean and all that, they walk away seeing money as a partner instead of seeing money as a burden on their shoulders.
Yes, yes, and I love that because as we know, money is just energy, and you need to have that relationship with it. So why not have a sensual relationship with it?
Exactly. Look, in my culture, being a Latina, we use our body a lot. We dance a lot. We embrace that sensuality all the time. So that's what I want to kind of bring in here because it happened to me naturally. I said, okay, let me see how can I dance through these numbers and let me see how can I, raise my energy so I feel better and good when I'm looking at the numbers. So that's how I want to teach women that they haven't been exposed to that opportunity to feel them in the body, feel in your body how good it feels when you can, tackle your numbers from the get-go and not waiting until they pile up and all that.
Exactly, and love the numbers when they're perhaps not always looking good either.
Yes, exactly. So I tell them, if they're not looking the way you want, we need to find out how we can make them look like we want, right? Like how we can pamper them, how we can create that connection of, okay, I'm going to spoil you guys. Let me see which twist or tweaks I can do it here and there to make this look better.
I love that. And, on that whole theme of sparking the spirit, I mean, you're really helping other other women spark their spirit about their future. And I mean, it's fun. I used to buy and sell homes and renovate them. It's so much fun. And, the joy of that just sparks your spirit. And you're like, yes, this is so great. And so to find something, and everybody's different. So I'm sure you would help them with that too. Find what works for them, find what brings them joy, because it's not the same for everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what I talk about. Like, for example, when one of the things that I do is like that sensual money tracker, right? That it's a budget, but I hate to call it a budget because it feels like a diet or something like that. And I am pretty sure if you Google, if you go to Pinterest, you would have thousands of templates how to make a budget, right? But it's not the same when you don't call it a budget. And then when you do it exactly to fulfill your needs or to fulfill exactly, well, there are women that they have panic attacks if they have to open a spreadsheet. So maybe the spreadsheet is not a go for you. So should we go to look at a bank account where they already can help you to categorize your expenses? And then you can have a look at that. Or there are the women that they love the spreadsheets to, put all the details in there, but then they need that colors and they need make it their own way and their own taste. So they know it's something fun to do once a week or fortnightly or once a month.
Exactly. That used to be me. A spreadsheet. Keep it away from me. Only because it was just reflecting how much I was failing, and that that was just all of that. But I have a better relationship with all of that with all of that now. So that is just so powerful that you're helping people with that, because you need to keep an eye on what's coming in, what's going out, and how to improve. How to improve.
Exactly. And my husband is an engineer, and he loves the spreadsheets. And I remember when my relationship with money wasn't that healthy, and that's how everything started actually. He will tell me, "Look, Maria, let's sit down, let's look at the budget, see what we can do." And I was having, sweaty hands, tummy ache. I didn't feel like I want to be there. I hated him for 30 minutes while we were doing that because I felt judged. I felt like that wasn't me. Why are you doing this to me? Every time he would ask for one of the expenses, I thought he would tell him or blame it on me. I'm like, well, we have to do that.
It's like torture.
Yes. So I said, look, this is going really bad. We need to find another way to talk about numbers. And then the truth is, until I change, nothing changed. So when I started making my own changes and looking at numbers and my money mindset raised and expanded, then I was happy to open this spreadsheet and knowing that the numbers didn't mean anything about me. They were just numbers.
They didn't reflect your, your worth. And that is a big thing. And I think for you to be able to mentor people in that as well, and also the nervous system reactions is just super powerful, because otherwise you can teach people all the practical stuff, but if they're still in that fear of it, in that fight or flight,
they won't do it.
They're never going to love it. Never going to love it.
Yeah, or they won't do it. Like I will give them the money tracker, I will give them the money habits, what to do, and they won't take actions. And it's because the body is just in resistance.
Exactly. So, and what brings you the most joy? What's fun? I know that the whole process really lights you up as well in your own life. What lights you up the most around your mentoring and really helping other women do this?
Well, I think one, to talk about money. I love to talk about money, and I love to show them possibilities, right? Yeah. And I think that's one of my gifts in the world, like showing people possibilities, because I'm also an idea machine. So you tell me an idea and I will tell you 20 more that you can do with that.
Oh, I love that. That sounds like me in people's I help people reach their full potential for their dreams and show them the greater possibility for what they could be. So you're doing that with money.
With the money. Exactly. So it gives me, I finished coaching with a very, very full heart. Every time I see those eyes open and bigger when they start listening to those new possibilities and opportunities they might have.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You just want to jump out of bed every morning.
Yes.
Can I help next?
And look, even when I swap, like I remember as I was, doing my Pilates studio thing, and I knew social media was a thing, but it took me forever to post something or to give it a. Now, even creating content is so much fun, because it's like, feel like, okay, I need to tell them this, and I need to tell them this and this. And so it is everything, it's aligned, and it's magic, really magical.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so you have told us a little bit about the methodology of working with you to connect with the sensuality of their finances. So you've got a beautiful mentoring program called My Abundance and Elegance, one-on-one mentoring. And you also have a digital course as well. So tell us about that. And that includes some group sessions. So tell us a little bit about that.
It does. So I found that, well, first of all, talking about money is not easy for everyone. Like you really need to be super sure that, okay, I'm ready to improve this. So there are some beautiful women that they love to work one-on-one, and then they know there are a few things to tweak here and there, and they can pass the barrier and start creating. There are other ones that they prefer the group coaching, so they are not on the spotlight all the time.
Yes.
And they love to work on their own pace. So what I offer is more or less 6 weeks, both with a one-on-one. If we need to take an extra session, we can do that, and we're flexible on that. With the digital course, it's beautiful because it talks about money mindset. It talks about sensuality and bringing the goddess out of you, and energy, lots of energy, right? Energy, like how you can hook into your energy. How are you managing your energy on your daily things? Because I want you to be in that high vibration so you can start attracting and be magnetic. So the digital course, because it's digital and I can talk a lot about a lot of things, it has all that. And then it also has a piece of money habits, how to create them, and all that. Every Monday night, I am on my Zoom to welcome everyone with a question. Beautiful. So if they are doing the digital course, but they do have questions, or there are things that they didn't get it quite right, they will find me on a Zoom call at 7 p.m. every Monday, just to clarify.
Oh, what wonderful support. It sounds like an amazing program, and I'm sure some of the women listening into this are going to feel really drawn to come and work with you. And so All of your links where they can contact you will be in the description. And when they contact you, is there like, can they just give you will you have a call with them to work out what's best for them?
Yes. So usually what we do, if they feel that something that we said or mentioned connected with them, I would be super happy to explore what's the best fit for them, right? So I have something called the money codes, wealth money codes. 15 minutes where we have a chat. They just express to me what's going on in their life and why they feel that they want to transform their relationship with money. And then based on what they need, this is the beauty, right? It's like not one fit fits all, but depending on what they need or which stage they are, then we can do the mentoring program, or they will be fine on the digital course.
On the other. I love that. And if you are listening and are really drawn to hop on one of those calls, I'd highly recommend it. Maria is so genuine and so beautiful, and will really look at where you are, and you just honestly want to help people get to where they want to be. You're just, such a genuine, caring person. So I'd really highly recommend.
Yes, especially like if you're feeling you are in the middle of the mud with money, there is light. You don't have to deal with that yourself, by yourself.
No.
You can talk to someone that feels safe, and then you can overcome that. Like life is too short, right, Trish, to be living in that victim of the money, or money feels really hard to get. We can make it easier.
Don't struggle for 12 years like I did. Get in there and learn it.
Yes, absolutely. I would be super happy to talk to anyone. It's not commitment, sorry, at all. And if we talked and you didn't feel connected with myself, we just had a great chat, and that's so good.
Yeah, I love that. Yes, I absolutely love it. They will just feel good just talking to you.
Thank you, Trish. Thank you so much.
Oh, so just in closing, if there is somebody kind of, in that situation, perhaps like you and I were when we were like, oh, I'm just so scared of money, I don't want to take that first step forward. What would you say to them?
Start asking questions to yourself. Like, why do I feel that way? Who told me that? I think the most important thing for us to grow is to start questioning every single thing.
Yeah.
And with money, it's exactly the same. So if you start feeling like you don't deserve or you don't have enough, just ask yourself, is it really true? Is it really true that I don't have enough? Is it really true that I cannot make it happen? So yes, I think the very first question to growth and to start like peeling the onion is questioning everything that you're thinking.
Yeah, I love that. Perfect. And that really, yes, brilliant. Yes, very empowered. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. And I'm sure this has really brought a lot of information and knowledge to help women move forward and just have that empowerment in their finances, in their wealth goals, in their investments, whatever it is, and overcoming their old fears, and really to, allow people to see that it is possible. And it doesn't have to be hard.
Absolutely. Yes.
You can even love a spreadsheet.
Yes, I can make that happen for you.
It's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for having the space open for me so I can talk to you about my history and, being an immigrant in a different country and doing something. It was really scary. But when you find people like you, Trish, like you want to support us and you make us feel like at home. And I'm really forever grateful for that.
No, thank you. And thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll see you for the next episode of Trish Rock Inspires. Thanks, everyone.